Hello, authors, book lovers, and storytellers. Welcome to another session here in Readers Magnet's featured author interview. My name is Leah, and I will be your host for today. And with me is one of the Readers Magnet's featured author, and of course, one of the most valuable author we have. And today, she will and of course, what is the inspiration behind her writing this book? So, everyone, let's all welcome our one and only Miss Renee Servello, author of the book Petey the Pug Escapes for 24 Hours. All right. Hello, Renee. It's good to see you. How are you doing?
Hi, Leah. I'm great today. How are you?
Wow, that's good to hear. Well, I'm doing great too.
Ready for fun.
Yeah, I'm also ready for fun. Thank you so much for that, Renee. All right, so here, Renee, before we tackle more information about your book, we wanted to know who Miss Renee Servello is. So maybe, a little bit of self-introduction? We'd like to know. Uh-huh.
Okay, well, born in Alaska, not Texas, and from Alaska, it was to West Texas, and then it was to Venezuela, and then it was to Miami, and now we're in Houston. So, as my husband likes to say, I've had 3 careers. The book career right now is the 3rd career. So, whatever
Wow.
in the past, I've had a ball with it. Obviously, my longest career was 30 years. It was retail. And I did a lot of traveling every week for that job. And it was a lot of fun meeting people all over the United States and cities, different cities. And so then I retired in 2003. And I thought, what now besides cardio class? So I had started writing in the 4th grade and out of boredom.
Wow.
No friends.
That's amazing.
With where we were in Venezuela. So I made up stories about the wild animals there, the iguanas, the frogs that stick to you and don't get off, and all sorts
right.
And so I went back to that once I retired from my career in retail. And so got 4 books going on, and I've got 2 genres, humor and children's. And I don't know which I like the most. I haven't figured that one out yet, but I have fun with both of them.
Wow, that's very interesting, Renee. So I'm actually talking to a superwoman right now. Wow, with lots of talents, and that's very interesting. Right, there's really a lot of fun going on in here. Wow, thank you so much for that, Renee. And right now you're focusing into writing. Wow.
Yes.
To be on this journey. And that's exactly one of the reasons why you're here. All right, thank you so much for that, Renee. So here, going back to your book, Petey the Pug Escapes for 24 Hours. This is really such an interesting title. Okay, so Renee, we really wanted to know, can you tell us what this book is exactly all about?
Yes, actually, my son brought me the story of Petey. He worked in a golf facility, and little Petey had escaped from his home, and he ended up in the golf facility, where all the balls are going, and everybody thought he was going to be killed, but luckily they stopped and put little Petey in the truck and took him to the facility where all the guests were. And he just began a 24-hour play date, the time of his life. And,
wow.
The facility was calling all around, have you missed your dog? We've got him, but nobody claimed to have missed him. So that night, when the facility was closing, they came up to my son, Ty, and said, Ty, what are we going to do with this dog? And he said, well, I'll take him home for the night, and maybe by tomorrow they'll find us. So he took him home and made him a little bed beside his bed. And they had a slumber party. But Petey was sort of tired after his long day, so he didn't last too long. But anyway, Ty took him back to the facility the next day, and sure enough, his owners were looking for him big time. Petey was in trouble.
Wow, it's really interesting. So this is really a real story.
Escaping.
Right, having the time of his life. I believe that he's also looking for freedom, right?
It was a darling story, so I couldn't let it go by.
Right, right, Renee, and good thing that your son was able to also find him. Wow. I like that. I like that. And you know what, Renee, I am very curious to know when was the first time that you started that, hey, I also wanted to share this specific, story about pity. I really wanted to jot down notes. I also wanted to share this interesting story to the people. When did you realize that?
Well, it came about because I've been making notes for years. And so I'm used to making notes about whatever, intrigues me. And our
Mhm.
son was just over for a meal one day and was saying, "You won't believe what happened. Da da da. This little pug dog ended up in our facility, and nobody knew what to do. Blah 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 blah." And he went home, and I wrote the story down because I just thought it was such a sweet, cute story, and things like this do happen.
Exactly. Hmm.
So I thought everybody could identify with it.
Right. And you know what, Renee? I can really tell that it's not just about sharing the story of pity, but also you creating this book is also raising like an awareness because, to let the people know wwhy do dogs enjoy being, outside. I
Yeah,
mean, not
they want
only
something
do
different
dogs love being
for 24
outdoors.
hours.
Right, and you know what, it's not just about dogs love being outdoors because it really offers them like a sense of, let's say, that hereditary freedom, but they also can roam and explore, right? They love a change
Exactly.
of.
That's their nature. Have your vet
Right.
put a chip in them just in case. Just in
Right, that's why
case.
it's very important to also walk our dog outside because again there's also seeing a change of scenery, particularly if your dog has been at home for like throughout the day. A chance to really get
It
outside
gets
would also
boring.
allow them
Well, we
to
get bored
be
being
happy.
left alone. I like to see
Right.
people all the time.
Exactly. Now, Renee, well, the whole process of writing, what was your favorite part in creating this book?
The favorite part creating the book was probably
Uh-huh.
just putting the whole thing together so that everybody could understand what exactly happened. So I started with him digging under the fence to get into the facility, and he was a good digger. He got there, and then nobody knew what to do with him. So
Right. And you know what? I can tell that, especially right now, dogs really enjoying being outside because to them, it is where everything interesting happens, especially if they have been at
exactly.
home for, again, the entire day, chasing squirrels, I must say, barking, digging holes, or chewing to, let's
Sure.
say, name a
They
few.
don't really like being alone, I don't think, but who knows?
Right, right. Now, Renee, I can tell that this book of yours is really such a successful creation because, I can see online you've been getting a lot of positive feedback, good comments about your book. Now, may I know if it was the impact of writing this book to you and to your loved ones,
What was the
especially
impact?
your son? Uh huh.
Oh,
Yes.
well, I didn't tell him. And
Oh,
then no, I didn't tell him. And then
really?
when the book came,
Uh huh.
I gave he and our daughter a copy, and they're like, "What? You wrote another book? What?" So
So
they
there
didn't
was
know
also.
anything about it. They didn't know. They were both shocked. I mean, they should know, me being their mother, they shouldn't be shocked about anything. But I continued to shock them, so they couldn't believe it.
Right, right. Well, then that's one of the most interesting part of your whole writing process. Is that, hey, I already published a book, and this is all about pity. What? You wrote a story about pity? Yes, and that's really amazing. Wow, and it's actually a good thing. But after that, because having all this great support coming from your family, your friends, with your whole career, wow, and that is most one of the most priceless things, right?
Couldn't do
Yes.
without any of them.
Hmm.
I think they could do
Exactly.
without me, but I couldn't do without them.
Right. Now, Renee, for this book, again, since this book of yours is really such a successful book, are there any also, let's say, key challenges in the process of writing? Are you having any hard time? Hmm.
A hard time writing? What did
Yes,
you say?
yes.
I didn't hear you.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Are there any key challenges that you have encountered while writing this book?
No, actually, writing is pretty easy for me. I write little simple short books, and it's not all that difficult, really. And you
Hmm.
just save up your notes, and I'm sure most people do that. You just save up your notes, and then one day, you got to hit the dining room table and put all the notes out. That's what I do, and think, oh my gosh, now what? What's first?
Right, and I can really see that. I can really see, special when you really love what you're doing, right?
Yeah.
Pay to be a
And then it ends
storyteller.
up a book. Amazing.
Right. And
Amazing.
thank you so much for that, Renee. It is really an interesting book. And I know that all family members, generations can really enjoy this book, especially, families out there who has a kid would really enjoy, would really love to have this book. So yes, everyone, for those who are watching, please do grab a copy of Miss Renee's book. That is available in Amazon.com, Barnes & Noble, and of course her website. That's www.reneeservello.com. And before we end this session, Renee, will you please show it to our viewers
Sure.
your book? Okay, there you have it, everyone. Petey the Pug escapes for 24 hours. Look how cute Petey is.
He's adorable. He's adorable.
He is. He is. Thank you so much for that, Renee. And everyone, for those who are watching, we will be having another session for the other book of Miss Renee Servello. So we're going to talk about another topic about interesting pets. Wow. So this is going to be great. And again, Mr. Servello, thank you so much. And as we say it here in Reader's Magnet, we share your story with the world.
Thank you so much, Leah. Enjoyed it.
Thank you so much.